On my Twitter, I had asked the Genshin community, is the game worth playing in 2024? It got 4,000 likes, which I did not expect, honestly, and 1.1 thousand freaking comments. I have not looked at this at all, so we're gonna be looking at it. I'll be giving my honest opinions as well on the game after playing it for 3 years and looking at what the community has to say, and also my Twitch chat right here. Is Genshin Impact worth starting in 2024? And if yes, what are some of your biggest tips for new players? This will be for a YouTube video, smiley face. So before we click on that, I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. After playing it for 3 years, is it worth playing in 2024? Long answer, maybe. I think Genshin Impact is an amazing free-to-play game. Obviously a mobile free-to-play gacha game, which might scare some people, but I'm here to tell you right now, there's more to Genshin Impact than just a gacha husbando waifu thing, okay? First, when I started playing the game, that's what I thought it was. Or just a Breath of the Wild clone. It's not. It's its own thing. As a player who loves a good story in a video game, good lore, world building, lovable characters, fun combat, Genshin Impact is that. The story has been getting better and better and better. It's getting darker. The world feels fleshed out for a mobile gacha game. It's awesome and it's addicting. If you are interested in playing Genshin Impact, this is coming from someone who spends a lot of money in this game. Don't spend money. Just don't do it. I get every character. I get almost every weapon. I spend a lot of money in this game. If you're a new player, don't spend a dime, dude, because first and foremost, you want to know if you like the game, if you want to stick with it. But secondly, being free to play is so much more satisfying. Imagine you just buy every character like I do. You build all the characters, you have all the characters. You can't use all the characters at the same time. And it just, the content gets too easy. It's too boring versus saving your primo gems, you know, your in-game currency to get the characters that you want, and then winning your 50-50, which is the gacha system. It just feels so like, oh my God, I did it. Now, sometimes you will lose, obviously, and that also hurts. Getting that character that you've been saving for a long time and then building them and not spending any money doing it is so satisfying, dude. Also, your bank account will thank you. Also, I didn't realize this entire time we just had Risley's I didn't even realize his ass was just there, dude. Pull for characters with nice ass. Let's start off with my lovely girlfriend, Audie333. I think so. Some limited time events have lore locked behind them, so new players have missed out there, but I think Genshin is a good spot story-wise to pick up. Hi, YouTube. So in Genshin, you'll have events where you can take part in them and gain rewards, and sometimes they have stories and like really good lore behind them, but they're only limited time. They're there for like a week or two, and they're gone. And that's actually a big complaint in the Genshin Impact community, where like we wish you could somehow save the events so that new players like yourself, if you're watching this video, don't miss. If you're like me and you love world building and lore and stuff, you're missing out on that, which sucks. And I think it's because they want to create like a fear of missing out so that you play more. Luckily, you can always go to YouTube and watch a YouTuber like playthrough of it or something.
But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood?
Jokes, me next. And before we continue with the video, I just want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Echocalypse. Echocalypse, the Scarlet Covenant, is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi mobile strategy RPG. In this game, you will lead the last hope of humanity onto amazing adventures. Departing from the typical sci-fi mobile strategy RPG, Echocalypse offers an engrossing story enriched with diverse game modes. Beyond strategic gameplay, players have the freedom to unleash their creativity, decorating their bases according to their desires. The game's main objective is to recruit kimono girls, forge your dream team, and sweep through your enemies with your tactical genius. Echocalypse seamlessly blends strategic prowess with imaginative flair, creating an immersive experience where the synergy between strategy and creativity take the center stage. Echocalypse has exciting gacha gameplay where you collect kimono girls that are designed beautifully, and there's so many to collect. There is strategic gameplay, but if you want a more relaxed combat mode, this game has it as well. And when you start Echocalypse, you'll have a 7-day sign-in bonus so that you can collect rewards each day just for signing in and playing the game. So if you're looking for a game with immersive story, beautifully designed characters to collect, strategic combat gameplay with base building, then Echocalypse is your game. Thank you for sponsoring us today. Let's get back to the video. If you were F2P, never ever pull on the weapon banner unless you have it saved up specifically to get that weapon. I agree with this. If you're new to Genshin, one of the memes is the weapon banner is a scam. The weapon banner is a scam because you don't get any of the 5-star characters on there. They have a pity system on there that's a little weird. It's called Epitomized Path. Just know if you're new to the game, don't pull on that banner. Unless there is a weapon that you specifically want that you've saved for, but there's always a free-to-play option for a weapon for most characters in the game that you can use, that you can just obtain from the game, like crafting it or event weapons, stuff like that. Ooh, actually, Professor Beard is actually a new player to Genshin Impact. He actually just started streaming it. Let's see what he says. As someone who just started playing myself these last few months, you will feel overwhelmed at first. Stick with it, take things one at a time, and play it the way you want to play it. Exactly, dude. Ooh, this is a good one from Districts, actually. Don't level every character you have on your account. Focus on 1 to 2 DPS units and most 2 support units, and focus on farming talent level up materials. This was a problem that I had when I first started playing Genshin, and I'm finally starting to be better at it. 3 years later, I was trying to level up every character, build every character, and then in the end, most of them were mid. But if you're just starting Genshin, just focus on 1 team, 4 characters. But later on, 2 teams, 2 different DPSs, and just only focus on those characters, okay? There is a domain in Mondstadt, which is the first region in Genshin, that will actually teach you all of the elemental reactions. Do it. It'll teach you the elemental reactions and build a team around elemental reactions, especially early on. Oh my God, it'll help you so much. Even though Genshin keeps adding more content, they've also kept adding ways for new players to join in on the fun. Like you can fight story bosses without reaching that part of the story now. Automatically unlocks teleports to new regions, etc. Yeah, it used to not be as friendly for new players because you would have to get through the story to unlock certain things to level up characters, right? Or just to do things in the game. You're not like locked anymore, which is really, really, really good. The game is legitimately easy enough that cracked artifacts won't be needed until you do combat events in the Spiral Abyss. Rule of thumb, if you're new to Genshin Impact, your AR, which is like your level, your character level, AR 45 is when you want to start farming for artifacts for your characters. Before that, don't even focus on it. Put on what you think is best. The game will even tell you there's buttons based on a percentage of like players, real world players, what they're putting on those characters. Absolutely. When I started playing Genshin Impact, I will admit I was a little bit skeptical, but after playing Mondstadt's Quest, you come to love the characters that you build and have fun with. Honestly, is one thing that hooks me in Genshin Impact is the characters. I love it. Characters are so lovable and likable. And it's just like, I want to know what happens to them more. I want to know their backstory. I want to play them. I want to build them. You feel invested too, because once you build a character, you're just like, it's like my baby, you know, like a little baby. Oh, this is a good one. This is actually a really good tip for new players. Yes, it's worth it. Also, pick up everything. That is something that I need to start doing better with. If you see a flower, pick it up. If you see a berry, pick it up. If you see some weird item on the ground, pick it up. So I'm gonna tell you right now, that one weird looking ass flower that you saw that you're like, I'll probably never use this. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, okay? You're gonna need that to build some weird character. It's gonna be like, hey, this character needs 69 jibbity jobbity flowers. And you're like, those jibbity jobbity flowers? Now you gotta go find them. Don't be like me. Pick everything up, please, for the love of God. And don't forget to level up the talents. I didn't do that until AR 30 and I struggled. Yes. I did the same thing. Don't forget to level up your freaking talents, okay? It's a tab on each character page. It says talents. Click it. You have your normal attack, your skill, and then your ultimate attack that each character has. Level those up. There's even a button at the top. If you click that, the game will even tell you the priority in which you should be leveling those up. Because for the longest time, I was like, why is my character not hitting hard? I'm only doing 2 damage. 2 damage. My talents weren't leveled. Beginner advice would be, don't neglect your 4-star characters when you get 5 stars. That would seem to do the same thing better. They still have good value. Noelle, for instance. Do not neglect them, bro. Don't think, oh, this character's a 4-star, that you don't build them. No, 4 stars are very important. And some 4 stars are like secret 5 stars, like Benny, the true Pyro Archon. Like, dude, he's insane. Shine Ling, dude. Oh my gosh, she's an amazing character too. Ooh, this is a good one. Biggest tip is to not level up your world too fast. I did, and now I'm fighting certain bosses like the Oceanid, which you will learn to hate. Is now so difficult. Yeah, don't level up your world too quickly. Just do your own pace. When it feels right, like, yeah, I want more of a challenge, then do it, you know? Don't skip dialogue. If you're constantly skipping the story and the dialogue and you don't care what the characters are like doing in the world, in my opinion, I feel like you're missing out on so much important lore and world building that makes the game so much better.
Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
It makes it more fleshed out. It makes you more invested in it. Some people truthfully don't give a shit about that, and that's okay.
Dook dook.
But I think for the majority of people, if you actually pay attention to the story and the characters and their motivations and stuff, it'll make the game so much better for you. You'll just feel so invested. This is a good one, actually. If you plan on playing the game on your phone, make sure you have a lot of storage on your phone, because Genshin is notorious for having a big file size. Be ready for that, bro. But you know what? Let's now shift the ending part of the video, why you might not want to play Genshin Impact. It's a gacha game. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Gambling. You gamble for characters. If you spend money like me and then you lose your 50-50 to try to get the limited time character, it's gambling, which can be dangerous for some people, you know, who have an addictive personality. So be careful about that. And if you're not on board with that, like a game having that element in it, then it might not be for you. Also, it's a very big grind. You're grinding for characters a lot. Sometimes the grind is unfair. With the artifacts, like I told you, your armor pieces, you're not guaranteed good ones. You can farm a domain for those artifacts for months and not get anything good. I get pissed off, dude. At certain points, I'm just like, dude, I'm not getting anything good. I can't build this freaking character. If you're not for that, you're just like, dude, that's just too annoying. Might not be for you, dude. Some events, quests are never to be repeated. That's another thing. If you find it annoying that like Genshin has a lot of FOMO built into it, fear of missing out, limited time events like we talked about, those are only there for a week or two and then they're gone. And to some people, that's annoying, dude. That's a good one too. The toxic community. Before you hate me in the comments, I love Genshin Impact's community. I do. I wouldn't keep streaming it or making videos or hanging out with you guys in stream if I didn't. And every video game, every fandom has a toxic side to the community, and usually the toxic side are the loudest. I'm gonna tell you a story. One of my friends, who's also a streamer, shout out to Angelus, had tweeted out, who's the worst character in Genshin Impact and why is it Mika? Because Mika had just like released. And I thought it'd be funny if I said you misspelled Yai Miko, because Miko and Mika are very similar. So I commented that. All day I was getting death threats. People told me to off myself, to unalive myself for a joke. I'm not trying to get too deep here, but as someone who has struggled with that in my past, that messed with me mentally for days, dude. Especially as someone in the public eye, as a streamer or a content creator, it messed with me, dude. That's how bad the toxic side of the Genshin community can be. As a tip, if you do decide to play Genshin, ignore it. Don't go on Genshin Reddit, Genshin Twitter, especially. There are good people in those places, obviously. I'm not saying everyone on those platforms is bad, but for the majority, that's where you will find the toxicity of that. So if you don't like that, you're not a fan of that, you're just like, I don't want to be a part of that, you can still play Genshin Impact without being a part of that. But if you don't want to play a game that has that kind of toxic community within it, maybe not for you. Other than that, man, I really can't think of any more cons for the game. The game is not perfect, but it's an amazing game. Genshin Impact has changed my life. I love it. I genuinely love it. I'm excited to play it every day and stream it every day and make videos on it. I am so invested in the game. It's a free to play game. If anything, it's free to download. It's free to try. It's free to play. You don't need to spend any money. There are players who have never spent a dime in this game and still play it. If you're interested, just try it out. It's more than just a husbando, big booba waifu collecting game. I swear to God it is. There is so much deep lore and world building to it. Like, I love it, dude. But let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube. What are your tips for new players in Genshin Impact? Do you think it's worth playing and starting in 2024? I appreciate you guys if you watched this far, and take care.